I hate women because they reject me, and I don't like it. Now, that is actually a statement you would hear from a lot of men who, over time, grow a bitter hatred towards women in general because they've been rejected. And I'm here to offer you some advice, but also a hard dosage of truth in the form of a red pill philosophy video. You see, women get rejected too. I don't know if you knew that. Just like you as a male, if you went up to a woman and she didn't like you, and she turns her back on you, or she tells you to get away, creeper, and it stings, right? And you have to go, back home with your tail between your legs. And it makes you angry, doesn't it? It makes you think women are evil, right? But guess what? Men are just as bad because men reject women all the time. You see, when a woman rejects you because you weren't confident or smooth enough when you came up to her, she rejected you because you couldn't offer what she wanted, which was a confident, self-loving guy. But you reject women all the time. The thing is that the male version of rejecting the opposite sex is much more by default and kind of, it doesn't really have much action. A woman rejects you if you cannot be self-loving and smooth enough, confident enough, or whatever the fuck they call it. And it usually involves her reacting to you by turning away or telling you to fuck off because you came up to her, basically provoking a reaction. She had to say something, right? Well, the thing is that men reject women by simply not looking at them. You see, you probably wouldn't go up to 90% of the women that you see on a daily basis because you're judging your attraction to a woman based on how she looks. You reject women all the time when you don't talk to an overweight woman, when you don't talk to a woman that you don't think is attractive by whatever physical standards you have. That's how men reject women. But the thing is that the male version of rejecting a woman doesn't really involve the man doing much else than turning his attention elsewhere, away from the woman he rejects. So I'm basically here to tell you that if you've ever been rejected by a girl, and a lot of guys grow this bitter hatred towards women. They think women are bitches. You're just as much of an asshole too. Because you reject women 24/7. The thing is that your form of rejection it doesn't involve you going up to a woman. You simply just don't look at her ever again. Now imagine a woman who's not physically attractive by society's, arbitrary random current standards. Because in other countries, overweight women are deemed beautiful. Not here, so it's pretty arbitrary. Imagine how a woman who's overweight in a society that doesn't think overweight women are attractive feels on a day-to-day basis. She's being rejected. The very fact that men aren't looking at her is rejection because she can see that whenever the thin woman walks into the room, all the men start turning and looking at the thin woman and ignore her. That's how women get rejected by men. You're just as much of a rejecting asshole as the evil women you're bitter about. So just remember that. Remember that. You're not any better than women. Don't hate women for rejecting you because you're rejecting women all the time. But the thing is that your form of rejection is simply not looking at the woman. Whereas the woman, because you're taking the active role of going up to her, she has to actually do something to reject you. Right? So just consider that. Confidence is the power to achieve any of your goals, but you have to understand it before you can become it. Take the red pill with my new book, The Truth About Confidence.